On the show. Well, the Kansas House on Thursday agreed to abolish all mail ballot elections. Those are elections that are specifically only limited to mail-in ballots. The House voted 72-50 to pass a bill repealing the Mail Ballot Election Act, which was sponsored by 21 Republicans, including the chair of the House Elections Committee. And he joins us now, Chairman Pat Proctor. Pat, thank you for joining us. A pleasure to have you with us on the show again, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me on, John.
You know, one of the things about this particular bill that I've never liked is this notion of sending out ballots automatically sent to all registered voters. It's one of the things that I think that whole notion, I know Democrats love it, but we see that here in Sedgwick County. They've done that a few times, and I just think that's such an opportunity for fraud, for error, for it creates too many opportunities for election fraud, in my opinion. And so, but did I kind of explain this exactly the right way?
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better, John. Well, first of all, these liberal local governments, they love doing these elections because the only people who send back the ballot are the people who want the bond issue, want the sales tax, whatever they're voting for. And so they put it, they used to put it 2 weeks after New Year's, but last year we made it so you had to do the special elections on March, August, or November on that first Tuesday.
Right.
And so now they'll do it in March, just like they're doing in Wichita right now. But they'll do these mail-in-only elections because people who look at the ballot and say, I don't want a bond, they'll just throw it away. And then all the teachers and the city employees will send it in. John, we had an interim committee last year, me and Senator Thompson, and we found out that there are more people on the voter rolls who are 65 years or older than there are humans alive in the state of Kansas who are 65 years or older. Our voter rolls are a mess. And so the idea that we would send a mail-in ballot to every registered voter, even if they've moved, even if they've died, they're going to get a ballot, is just crazy to me. I can't understand why anybody would vote against this.
Yeah, my parents passed away. My mother, she's going on 10 years ago, and it wouldn't surprise me if they mailed it out if she'd still get one. And that's part of the problem here. It's, again, we're not saying there's fraud. We're just saying there's too many opportunities for it. Yeah. And this is one way to help me. Look, if our elections aren't safe and secure, then nothing is. And this is just another way to ensure election integrity.
Everything that I do as the chairman of the elections committee is about restoring confidence in our elections. And whenever we let vulnerabilities go and we don't address them, we're eroding that confidence. And so I was thrilled that we had the chance to pass this measure. We've done a lot of other great stuff on cleaning up our voter rolls, making sure only valid voters are voting. And so, like I said, I'm just glad we were able to get this one across the line. I'm a little confounded that my Secretary of State primary opponent voted against it, but you'll have to have him on and have him explain that another time.
Ken Rahjes voted against this?
Yes, Ken Rahjes was one of the tiny minority of Republicans that voted against doing away with all mail-in voting, all mail-in ballot voting elections.
Did he give an explanation of vote on that, or?
He did not. He did not. So I hope you'll have him on soon because I'd love to hear that explanation of vote.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate that information because I'm sure he will come on. Interesting.
Yeah.
Another, by the way, we're talking with Chairman Pat Proctor, who is chair of the House Elections Committee and one of the candidates for Secretary of State. Another bill that you all passed out recently was the bill that eliminated mail-in ballots if the court strikes down the signature verification law. It's another one that, again, I don't understand. It's like the SAVE Act. It's one of the federal government's dealing with right now. I don't understand why Democrats and liberals hate voter ID so much. They hate verification. I just don't understand why the people on the left have so many problems with people verifying their identity when they vote.
Yeah. There's this group of nonprofits, and they hate when I call them this, so I call them this all the time: the Axis of Ballot Harvesting, the ACLU, the League of Women Voters, Loud Light, Appleseed. Every time we pass one of these laws, these common sense laws to make sure only valid votes are being counted, they sue us. And last year we banned foreign money in elections, which is how they lawsuits, and they're suing me on that law too. But we've got two laws that I think really get at the heart of trying to attack this lawfare to stop the measures we're passing to restore confidence in our elections. The first one is that one that you mentioned, which is that if, hey, you want to, they're suing us on signature verification. Okay, if you win, we're just not going to do mail-in voting anymore, because if we can't verify that the voter touched that ballot and that voter that was voted by that voter, then we're not going to count the ballot, and we're not going to do mail-in voting. And so that was the first one. But the second one I'm really excited about. It sounds kind of wonky, but what these groups do, like Loud Light and ACLU, is they forum shop. They take all of their lawsuits to Douglas County or Wyandotte County, where they know they're going to get a liberal judge. And so this other law that we passed, this bill we passed at Turnaround, requires that all of those challenges to voter laws be done in Shawnee County, in the where Topeka is,
right, so where they get a liberal judge.
Yeah. So, we're going to get better shake in Shawnee County than we're going to get in Wyandotte County or Douglas.
Right. Let me ask you, Pat. Let's play a little hypothetical game here, if you would, with me. Let's fast forward to this time next year, and we will leave the Secretary of State's race alone, okay? But let's assume, let's be optimistic, and let's hope that we have a Republican governor, because God knows we need one. But let's assume we don't have a Democrat governor, or Cindy Holscher, which basically means we have a Democrat. I mean, not Cindy Holscher, Vicky Schmidt. Yeah, because basically, if we have Vicky Schmidt, we have a Democrat governor. But so let's assume that we do not have a Democrat governor or Vicky Schmidt. Assuming that's the case, is there a chance that you think the Kansas legislature will do away with these March elections? Because frankly, this whole thing, I mean, right now here in Wichita, as you know, we got this sales tax deal. Because unless there's an emergency, there's no reason these municipalities need to do these special elections anymore. And I think we just need to force them to put them on an August or a November ballot. I mean, right now, what we're hearing out of the Sedgwick County election office is they're going to be lucky to get 12% voter turnout. And you're talking about almost $1 billion sales tax measure could be decided by 12% of the population.
Well, yeah, I want to do that. I'm actually, frankly, shocked that we got it restricted to March, August, and November. I was amazed that we were able to override a veto on that. But I'll do you one better. 75% of your property tax bill is set by your school board and your city government. Yet they get elected in the odd year, and the turnout's like less than 50%
same problem
in most municipalities. So this bill that would have moved all the elections to the even year, so that whether presidential election, governor election, will also be voted in the city government, so we can get more participation in those races and hold those local governments that are the reason that our property taxes are out of control, hold them accountable. But the school, the Association of School Boards, Kansas League of Municipalities, the teachers unions, they came out of the woodwork to kill it.
Of course they did.
Probably could have got it through if I had a Republican governor, but we have to get a supermajority in both houses to override the governor's veto. So I am, if I'm Secretary of State, it's going to be on a legislative agenda, because we need more participation in those elections. That's the way you fix property taxes. Everything else that the legislature is doing is just eating around the edges.
I agree with you completely, and while we're at it, let's make them partisan. My friend, I wish you the best of luck. If they want to connect with you, obviously you've got a campaign you're running. What's the best way for folks to reach out and connect with you?
Well, Pat Proctor for Kansas Secretary of State on Facebook is where you can always find me, but Pat Proctor, 4ks.com.
Pat, I appreciate you. Thank you again. I will reach out to Ken. We'll invite him on the show. We'll ask him that question for you.
I'll be listening to that show.
I'll bet you will. Thank you, my friend. Best of luck.
All right. You have a great evening. Thank you, John.